Hello, welcome to Heroes Explain, where I explain the heroes that we've created over the years. Today, Mr. Wolf, which is me, I will be talking about my kingdoms. We'll start with it's not actually a kingdom, it's a village. It was very small, but it was prospering with many fruits and, pretty much it was a small, quiet village. And on the mountain near it was a man that lived in a small house and had a huge tree that his great grandfather planted. One day, mist kind of floated into the village and on the mountain. And a man with bandages walked up to the man that lived on the mountain and said, "Hello, I would like you to build me a fiddle." And the man who lived on the mountain said, "Okay, sure. What do you want the wood made out of?" And he said, "Well, I would like the wood to be made out of that tree." And why am I saying wood made out of wood is made out of wood, you idiot. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna have to leave this in there. So, he asked, "What did you want the fiddle to be made out of?" And he was like, "Oh, I just want it made out of that tree." And he's like, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't do that because it was planted by my great grandfather, and I hold it dear to me and stuff." And he's like, "Well, you will." And he cracked open the tree with the wave of his hand, and a big chunk of wood came out. And he was like, "Make it out of this. You have till tomorrow." And the man left with the mist with him. And then the guy made the fiddle, sobbing because his great grandfather had planted the tree and it was there for a long time, but it was now gone. And he finally finished it and mist rolled in. And the man with the bandages walked up again and said, "Okay, how's the product doing?" And he's like, "It's done." And he's like, "Can you play it so I can hear if it sounds good?" And the man who lived on the mountain was like, "Oh, okay. And so he started playing, and then something snapped, and couldn't stop playing. He tried so hard, and the man in the bandages said, "Perfect." And then the man started losing his mind, and he started forgetting things, and he couldn't speak. And so he ran down the mountain, slipped a couple times, fell, and finally went near people while still playing the song that the man made him play. And so he was trying to talk to them, but then they started losing their minds too due to the song. And he started freaking out. And then he finally just ran away. And then the man with the bandages just walked away with the mist along with it. And that was the first story I was going to talk about. He'll appear later on. The second thing I'm talking about, it was 500 BLC, and it was a small kingdom and ruled by a fair king, until one day a man wearing all black and huge armor and stuff and wielding a giant sword walked into the kingdom and started terrorizing it. For 2 years he terrorized it and would leave and always come back. And one day he came and killed the king and all the knights with him and took over the kingdom. A year after that happened, he finally realized that he was doing all this for nothing and was just being evil for no reason, and that he should start helping the kingdom, and kind of had a total revelation of, not to be just evil for no random reason, because he had no reason to be evil. So he got a wife and had 2 kids, and he pretty much started living a normal life, but the people in the kingdom still hated him. One day, another ruler came over to take over the kingdom, and the evil king, who just reverted to being a good king, he went out and obliterated the whole place. All the people in the kingdom heard outside of the kingdom was lightning strikes, and when they looked out, they were all dead. The king told them to build a statue, and they built a statue, or like a pedestal for a statue and stuff. Then the king flew up on top of it and said, "I will come whenever this kingdom needs help," and turned into stone. His wife had to raise the two children, and also had a third one by that time that they rescued outside of the kingdom. And yeah, that will be the second kingdom I was talking about. The quick fact about the king here: he is very powerful, and he appears a lot throughout all of time, because he never really ages, and so and his children will be very important in the future. So yeah, the next kingdom I'll talk about, it is 300 BLC. A king had two sons, and for his two sons he forged 3 gloves. One was to control, all 3 were to control a substance called brimstone, which is like the strongest rock in the earth. And so he built one glove for the most pure of heart, that they may control the rock substance, but they would have to be pure of heart. And then a second one, that you didn't have to be pure of heart, you could be a middle, not good, not evil, and you could use it. And then he forged one that was bad, and that only evil people can use. Which sounds weird, like, why would he make an evil glove, That's kind of stupid. But he built it just in case one of his children wanted to be evil, which sounds stupid, but he wanted his children to have a choice of what they wanted to be. And so, at the end, well, not the end, what am I talking about? Okay, sorry, let me regather myself. Okay, so what happened is, when they were 15, they both got a glove. The one son got a pure of heart glove, and the other one got the medium glove, which was nor good nor evil. And when they were in their 20s, the good prince was going to become king soon. And the other prince didn't really care, they were friends. But one day, when they were fighting, like, the good one won, and the other one was like, "Good job," and the good one left. But the other one, his glove suddenly flew away, and the dark one went on him. And he heard in his head that the glove was tired of not being able to be used. It was gonna use the prince to do evil that nobody could even imagine and stuff. And the prince tried to refute and try to take it off, but what happened is he couldn't take it off. So he was trying and trying and trying, but it finally corrupted his mind. So the very next day, he walked up to his brother and started fighting him. And the other brother, the good prince, thought, hey, it's just, a friendly fight, So he was fighting and fighting. But then the evil brother hit him with a giant wall of brimstone. And the good brother was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And then the evil one was like, "I'm sorry, I need to kill you to take the throne." He's like, "What?" Realized that the good brother realized that the other brother had the bad glove. And was like, "No, what did you do?" And he's like, "I didn't do anything. It came to me and showed me that I could be more powerful than you." And he was like, no, and, like, pretty much sad and stuff. And they started fighting, and he finally after a long time of fighting, finally banished his brother. His brother then on went away and built a other kingdom made completely out of brimstone and went by dark brimstone. And then the good brother went by brimstone. And that's the kingdoms I'll be talking about. Next video, comment for my video if you want to hear about the woodland elves or futuristic knight. I'm not going to tell you who they are. You just need to, be like, choose, So it'll be a random pick, for which one I'll talk about. And my ending will be bye. I don't know. I'm going to change my ending because you'll never be lonely at Farmers Only is kind of weird. So I'll just have my ending probably be bye. So, bye.